I used to believe that marriage was about closeness, about two people pulling each other in rather than pushing away. But with Emma, my wife of 7 years, the distance grew wider each day, not because of arguments or dramatic fights, but because of something far more subtle, her rejection. It started with little things. I'd put my hand on hers during dinner, and she'd slide it away like it was a reflex. At night, I'd roll closer to her, just wanting to feel that warmth of connection, but she'd inch toward the far edge of the bed. I told myself not to overthink it. People go through phases. Work stress, family issues, fatigue, it could have been anything. But when weeks stretched into months, when my attempts to simply hold her waist were met with "not now, I'm tired," the truth settled heavily on my chest. Every touch denied wasn't just physical rejection, it was emotional dismissal. It made me question not only her feelings for me, but also my worth as a husband. I tried to talk about it gently, asking her if something was wrong, if I'd done anything to push her away. Emma would brush me off with vague excuses. "You're imagining things," or "not everything has to be about intimacy." Those words sounded like walls being built, each one stacking higher until I could barely see her on the other side. One night, I reached for her, just to stroke her hair. She slapped my hand away and said, "Can you stop? It's suffocating." That single word, suffocating, hit harder than any argument we'd ever had. Suffocating? My love, my care, my presence. Was that how she saw me? I lay awake that night, staring at the ceiling, realizing that I had been clinging to a version of her that didn't exist anymore. My efforts to hold us together were only pushing her further away. And in that moment, something inside me shifted. The next morning, I didn't reach for her hand at breakfast. I didn't ask about her day or try to catch her eye with a smile. I moved silently, finishing my coffee, leaving my mug in the sink, and walking out the door without a goodbye. First, Emma didn't notice. A day or two of silence from me must have felt like a relief to her. But as I continued my quiet withdrawal, the absence of my presence grew heavier than my touch ever had. I stopped checking on her, stopped texting her updates during the day. I came home late and spent my evenings in the study instead of on the couch next to her. Emma's irritation began to show in small ways. She'd ask, "Why are you so quiet?" Or, "Are you mad at me?" I'd shrug and answer briefly, never giving her the attention she once dismissed so casually. My detachment was deliberate, not out of anger, but out of a newfound clarity. If she didn't want my presence when I offered it, then she wouldn't have it at all. The turning point came 2 weeks later. I walked in late, having stayed at a cafe after work just to kill time. Emma was pacing the living room, her phone in her hand, her face flushed. "Where were you?" she snapped. "You didn't answer my calls." I raised an eyebrow, calm, almost detached. "I was out. Does it matter?" Her lips parted, and for the first time in months, I saw a panic flicker in her eyes. "Of course it matters. You just disappeared. Do you even care about this marriage anymore?" The irony almost made me laugh. She, who had rejected me night after night, was now demanding explanations for my absence. I looked at her calmly, letting the silence stretch just long enough to make her uncomfortable. "Emma," I said slowly, "you pushed me away for months. You told me I was suffocating you. So I stopped. I gave you space. Isn't this what you wanted?" Her expression crumbled. She opened her mouth, but no words came out. For once, she didn't have a ready excuse or a sharp retort. She stood there, eyes darting like she was searching for something solid to hold on to, but finding nothing. That night, I didn't climb into bed beside her. I slept in the guest room, not angrily, not dramatically, just matter-of-factly. When morning came, she lingered in the doorway, staring at me as if she was seeing a stranger. I didn't offer a smile. I didn't try to soften the moment. I simply got dressed and carried on with my day. Days turned into weeks, and the absence of my affection began to gnaw at her. She started initiating conversations, asking if I wanted to watch something together, offering to cook my favorite meals. I'd respond politely but without enthusiasm. The same distance she had built between us was now standing firmly in front of her, and she didn't know how to climb over it. Then came the breaking point. One Friday evening, I returned home to find Emma waiting by the door, her eyes red from crying. "I can't do this anymore," she blurted out, her voice trembling. "You're ignoring me, and it's driving me insane. I don't know where you are, who you're with, what you're thinking. I feel like I've lost control of everything." I set my keys down on the table, unbothered by her outburst. "Control," I repeated. "You lost control the moment you decided my touch, my presence, didn't matter. You wanted freedom from me. Now you have it. Tell me, how does it feel?" Her tears spilled over, and she stepped closer, almost reaching for me before hesitating. "I didn't mean it like that," she whispered. "I didn't realize how much I needed you until you were gone. I was stupid. I pushed you away because I thought you'd always chase me. I never believed you'd actually leave." Those words sank in, not because they softened me, but because they revealed the truth. She had taken me for granted. She thought my love was endless, that no matter how many times she rejected me, I'd keep coming back, desperate for scraps of affection. But she was wrong. "I'm not a shadow, Emma," I said firmly. "I'm not here to beg for scraps of attention. I deserve a partner who values me, not someone who treats my love as suffocating." She collapsed onto the couch, sobbing, calling my name as if that would anchor me. But the truth was, something inside me had already let go. By ghosting her, I had found my strength again. And in her panic, I saw what she feared most. Not losing control, but losing me. For once, I didn't feel rejected. I felt free.